Hello, St. Joan of Arc families. Today we have the story of Jesus' baptism, which ends with a voice from heaven saying, "You are my beloved Son. I am very pleased with you." Now keep these words in mind as our question appears. Let's read it together.
How can we hear God's voice?
Our first reading from Isaiah tells of the mission of the one chosen by God to bring justice to all people. In the Gospel, God claims Jesus as the one foretold by Isaiah, the one who will light up the world. And Jesus' baptism is appropriately dramatic, isn't it? It starts by remembering our Advent Gospels, where John the Baptist told the people that someone was coming, someone who would baptize us in the Holy Spirit of God's love. Then, just as promised, Jesus shows up at the Jordan River where John is baptizing. According to Luke, Jesus gets in line and is baptized last. When Jesus is coming up out of the water, the heavens burst open, the Holy Spirit descends on Jesus in the form of a dove, and God speaks from the sky, claiming Jesus as beloved child. Imagining and retelling the story of Jesus' baptism is important because it's the official start of Jesus' ministry, the beginning of his job as teacher and healer. But it's also important because it carries within it the heart of Jesus' message, that God has infinite love for us. In baptism, we are named children of God and welcomed by people who promise to walk alongside us in our spiritual journey. We are claimed by God and by our faith community as beloved. In the Gospel, when the sky parts and a voice speaks from the clouds, God is claiming Jesus as beloved, as the one sent by God to heal the world. Yet, as Jesus teaches us, God is also speaking to each one of us. You are a holy child of God. Baptism reminds us of this gift. God has already claimed us, just as God has already claimed everyone else. Jesus came to wash us in the Holy Spirit of that love. It's our faith journey to really listen to the voice from the sky, to accept God's omnipresent love, and to share it with all of creation. Today we have a story called Come On, Rain, written by Karen Hess and illustrated by John Muth, about a long-awaited rainstorm that refreshes a community in body and spirit. Our reader is Sarah Brenes.
"Come on, rain," I say, squinting into the endless heat. Mama lifts a listless vine and sighs. 3 weeks and not a drop, she says, sagging over her parched plants. The sound of a heavy truck rumbles past. Uneasy, Mama looks over to me. "Is that thunder, Tessie?" she asks. Mama hates thunder. I climb up to the steps for a better look. "It's just a truck, Mama," I say. I'm sizzling like a hot potato. I ask Mama, "May I put on my bathing suit?" "Absolutely not," Mama says, frowning under her straw. "You'll burn all day out in this sun." Up and down the block, cats pant. Heat wavers off tar patches in the broiling alleyway. Ms. Grace and Ms. Vera bend, tending beds of drooping lupines. Not a sign of my friends Liz or Rosemary. Not a peep from my pal Jackie Joyce. I stare out over the rooftops, past chimneys, into the way off distance. And that's when I see it coming. Clouds rolling in, gray clouds, bunched and bulging under a purple sky. A creeper of hope circles round my bones. Come on, rain, I whisper. Quietly, Mama weeds. I cross the crackling dry path past Miss Glick's window. Glancing inside as I hurry by, Miss Glick's needle sticks on her phonograph, playing the same notes over and over in the dim, stuffy cave of her room. The smell of hot tar and garbage bullies the air as I climb the steps to Jackie Joyce's porch. Jackie Joyce, I breathe, pressing my nose against her screen. Jackie Joyce comes to the door. Her long legs, like 2 brown string beans, sprout from her shorts. It's going to rain, I whisper. Put on your suit and come straight over. Slick with sweat, I run back home and slip up the steps past Mama. She's nearly senseless in the sizzling heat, kneeling over a hot rump of a melon. In the kitchen, I pour iced tea to the top of a tall glass. I aim a spoonful of sugar in my mouth and then a second into the drink. Got you some tea, Mama, I say, pulling her inside the house. Mama sinks into the kitchen chair and sweeps off her hat. Sweat trickles down her neck and wets the front of her dress. Mama presses the ice-chilled glass against her skin. Aren't you something, Tessie, she says. I nod smartly. Rain's coming, Mama, I say. Mama turns to the window and sniffs. It's about time, she murmurs. Jackie Joyce in her bathing suit knocks on the door, and I let her in. Jackie Joyce has her suit on, Mama, I say. May I wear mine too? I hold my breath, waiting. A breeze blows the thin curtains into the kitchen, then sucks them back out again. Is there thunder? Mama asks. No thunder, I say. Is there lightning? Mama asks. No lightning, Joyce says. You stay where I can find you, Mama says. We will, I say. Go on then, Mama says, lifting the glass to her lips to take a sip. Come on, rain, I cheer, peeling off the clothes and into my suit while Jackie Joyce runs to get Liz and Rosemary. We meet in the alleyway. All the insects have gone still. Trees sway under a swollen sky, and the wind blows bolder and bolder. And just like that, rain comes. The first drops plop down big, making dust dance all around us. Then a deeper gray descends, and the air cools, and the clouds burst, and suddenly rain is everywhere. Come on, rain, we shout. It streams through our hair and down our backs. It freckles our feet, glazes our toes. We turn in circles, glistening in our rain skin. Our mouths open wide, we gulp down rain. Jackie Joyce chases Rosemary, who chases Liz, who chases me. Wet, slicking our arms and legs, we splash up the block, squealing and whooping in the steaming rain. We make such a racket, Miss Glick rushes out onto her porch. Miss Grace and Miss Vera come next, and then comes Mama. They run from their kitchens and skid to a stop. Leaning over their rails, they turn to each other. A smile spreads from porch to porch, and with a wordless nod, first one, then all, fling off their shoes, skim off their hose, tossing streamers of stockings over their shoulders, our bare-legged mamas dance down the steps and join us in the fresh, clean rain, while the music from Miss Glick's phonograph shimmies and sparkles and streaks like night lightning. Jackie Joyce, Liz, Rosemary, and I, we grab the hands of our mamas. We twirl and sway them, tromping through puddles, romping and reeling in the moisty green air. We swing our wet and wild-haired mamas till we're all laughing under trinkets of silver rain. I hug Mama hard, and she hugs me back. The rain has made us new. As the clouds move off, I trace the drops on Mama's face. Everywhere, everyone, everything is misty-limbed, springing back to life. We sure did get a soaking, Mama, I say. And we head home, purely soothed, fresh as dew, turning toward the first sweet rays of the sun.
In our story, the rain finally comes and makes everyone new. Washed by the water from the sky, the community surrounds Tessie as everywhere, everyone, and everything springs back to life. This could be a description of baptism, where water washes us in the light of God's incomprehensible love for us and all of creation, and blesses us into a community of faith that holds us up on our journey. It's the water of life, reminding you that you are beloved.